Hi, I'm Ray Poynter. This is NewMR, and today I'm delighted to be chatting with Liubov Ruchinskaya, Head of Strategy, Analytics and Consumer Planning at Diageo NE, a former colleague of mine on the SMR Council, and a recognized opinion leader and influencer from the client side. Hi, Liubov. Great to see you.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
For me too. So perhaps, Lubov, you could start by just giving our listeners a quick rundown of your background in insights, because you've been around for a little while.
That's correct. So I'm insights industry for around 22 years. Please don't count my age, but I started very early with the agency side. So I was in a couple of companies, including Kantaro, Millward Brown, and TNS, and then I moved to Colgate Palmolive, where I spent nearly 14 years working and living in different geographies. Then I moved to Sweden with Electrolux, and already almost 2 years I'm with Diageo, so the world's biggest spirits producer, based in Switzerland and traveling very often to geographies within Northern Europe and playing a role of a head of strategy, consumer planning, and analytics there.
Egg, that's great. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about your role at Diageo.
Oh, sure. So it was a recently emerged cluster in Northern Europe. So where we have arranged the business transformation cluster to rethink the way how we operate, and it's a little bit different concept for insights professionals because we aggregated all analytics capabilities in one cluster. So we have business effectiveness managers in the cluster that actually track the performance of sales reps, how effectively they do the work to promote our products on premise. Also, we have data analytics and data intelligence managers there, and consumer planners slash insights people, those who plan consumer behaviors and create the future and create new habits for people to consume alcohol and non-alcohol drinks.
That's great. So that's some specifics, but what about the wider role of insights at Diageo? What is it that Diageo are looking for insights to deliver?
Oh, I think it's a great question. So I believe it's a big cluster in Diageo that is called consumer planners and analytics. And the idea is to promote the fantastic products and create opportunities for people to enjoy drinks. So in the DNA of the company is to celebrate the moments every day, everywhere. So we are working in a fantastic part of the business when we create these occasions for people to interact with each other. And obviously, the time is changing, and it requires new solutions and new products that fits to the culture. And for Diageo, it's very critical to understand consumer needs and culture, and to actually create personas for the spirits brand. So when I was in my first couple of months with the company, I was blown away by the company's capabilities to tell the stories about the brands. And they have fantastic skills and experiences to put the personas behind the brands. So like legacies, to create the legacies, like Johnny Walker. It's not a brand, it's a persona.
Mm.
So, and in today's reality, I think the world is in crisis, especially in Europe. So consumption is going down. We face lots of challenges everywhere, not only in spirits and TBA business, but everywhere that actually puts us insights professionals in the focus, because we are the one who can strategize the business and to define opportunity spaces for the companies to step in, to define opportunities to invest for the business, because particularly at the crisis, to stay focused is very critical.
That's great. So we talk about some of the challenges there already. So perhaps you could just tell us a bit more about the challenges that insights face in Diageo, but also actually more broadly.
Oh, I think the we historically face lots of challenges, and I believe that the last 5 years or maybe 10 years were fundamental for our industry, because when I joined around 20 years ago. So the industry was pretty stable and the development was very slow paced. But in today's reality, we have to learn new skills and adopt AI very quickly. So 5 years ago, we have experienced the revolution in the industry when the companies, agile companies step in, like Zappi, Fastuna, Taluna, Apinio. So all these great companies, they revolutionized the way how we work, delivering the results in days, not months. And today it's another spike that is driven by AI because we have to adopt very quickly AI and to automate and to revolutionize the way how we are working, delivering things faster in hours and minutes, not in days. So speed and agility is the critical part. And also we are operating in the sea of the data. So the data is available. So it's not like it was 20 years ago when you need to work hard to get the data to analyze. Today, the data is available, and our role is to define which data points are relevant to consider and to create the data governance protocols to ensure all the safety protocols and inclusion when it comes to data analysis, and to make sure that what we are delivering is not data points or it's not summary of data points, but it's actionable insights that influences the business decisions at the top of the company level. So that's the most critical part. I believe the last 2 years it gets viral. Everyone talk about how to make actionable insights, how to foster business decision processes. So it's very critical, and I believe we are in the era when we need to define new skill sets, like developing very strong soft skills, developing strong relationships with our business partners, creating capabilities to influence their business decisions, and adapting the business language. So no longer the reports of 300 charts is relevant. So what is important is to have elevator pitch with no data sets, with no noises of like statistical differences at 90% of confidence level, top to box, whatever. So it's not relevant. What is relevant is to have very clear communication where the company needs to put a focus on to win in the future.
Absolutely. So those are some challenges, but you're quite famous for having achieved things too. So perhaps you could tell us a bit about your successes and achievements.
Oh, I think my my big success, I believe, of last year is Insights Lighthouse. But obviously, if you are asking me about my achievements in Diageo, I believe it's a team achievements. So I have a pretty sizable team, and also we are part of the broader transformation group. And here, as a group, we achieved great results by defining very clear structure of fundamentals, because we're operating in Northern Europe with the very wide portfolio. So, and when I joined, it was not clear where we need to invest to. So I think that as a group, we managed to define very clear business priorities, what is fundamental for us to invest and what is the secondary. So that's probably number one. Number two, we are fighting to centralize all data and centralize and make insights accessible. So that's probably another thing that we are doing collectively. And number three, so we are driving awareness of our team capabilities. So we have our own PR strategy, and we involve PR strategists, and we involve designers to help us to create vibrancy of our capabilities and to engage at the broader scale with other people within the company to make an impact, to be visible. And I think that this is probably a weak spot of every insights team, that we are staying on the shadow, sometimes shy to challenge the business decisions. So I'm at the forefront to train my group to not be shy and to be present at the meetings and to advocate for share of voice at the meeting and to present the results and to come up prepared, like to come up not necessarily with the results of the study, particularly that have been done recently, but to synthesize all the knowledge that we have at the company level.
Absolutely, that's so important. Now, you just mentioned there briefly Insights Lighthouse. Now, you're the founder of Insights Lighthouse. Some of our listeners may not be familiar with it, so can you just share some information and background about Insights Lighthouse?
Insights Lighthouse was born in February 2024, so it's pretty recent, but it's growing pretty fast. And this is the leadership network of client sites representatives. So, this is the achievement of the broader group, not only myself. So I'm operating as a founder, but I have 15 board advisors. So, and you can find the names at our websites, insights-lighthouse.com. So we are gathered together as representatives of different companies and industries to discuss how we want to revolutionize insights and data intelligence industry, because this moment is pivotal for us. So, and it's very critical to take the leadership and to define the future for our industry, because it's not given, right? So everyone wants to control AI and data centralization, and it can be finance team, it can be IT with their capabilities to program solutions and to create dashboards and everything. It can be also sales team, because they are more commercially focused and their impact is much more visible and easy to verify. So I think for us, it's a moment to showcase our capabilities and to step and to define what we can deliver and how we can support the business. And I believe we have critical assets to play in this space, because historically we were the one to analyze to verify the data quality. Historically, we were avoiding any form of the bias in the data analysis, and with the AI bias, it gets even harder it gets even bigger problem. So number two, most of us have either the background in math or data analytics, so that is very fundamental. And probably number three, so we were the one who was aggregating the knowledge within the company for the years. So probably it gives us the priority to step in. But the future, as I said, is not given. And it's all about sharing the best practices and to learn from each other. Because in most of all cases, I believe design thinking, behavioral science, and many other, like, forms of work that we are delivering, it's very hard to learn not working on the client side. So I believe we can create together some learning hub that would be available for everyone free of charge. So the idea is to support each other, to gather together, to define the future together. And we have such a brilliant people in our industry who managed to revolutionize what Insights stands for. For example, Stefan Gans in PepsiCo, Elaine Rodrigo in Reckitt, Tony Costello in Heineken. And all these people, they were present at our recent event in Cannes Lions, and they shared their best practices, how they achieved tremendous results. And this knowledge is accessible now.
So just to clarify on that, if somebody is client side, they can get in contact with you via the Insights Lighthouse website as a starting point.
Of course. So we are gathering together, and it's a inclusive, at the same time exclusive network, because we would like to involve client sides corporate executives. And recently we have opened up to the middle management and to the young talents as well, because we need to involve young talents at the earliest stage to make sure that there is a continuation in our efforts to grow as an industry by attracting younger generation and making sure that we create for them the path to learn and succeed. So it's very critical. So in that perspective, it's a little bit exclusive, but it's very inclusive, because as a community, we are offering free accesses to other events that is happening within industry, like IIEX or ESOMAR Congress that is happening in October, in a couple of months, in a fantastic city, Prague. So we are sharing and distributing accesses to these events, sometimes sponsoring by purchasing the tickets to these events to people who really needs the support, particularly in between the jobs, or recently got redundant, or just joined the new company, or get a new role, and they want to be better prepared for this role. So we support people trying to provide assets to learn and to access to the different venues. We also arrange our own venues. So far, twice a year in Davos during the World Economic Forum, and in Cannes Lions during the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity.
I think it's fantastic that you've been able to elevate the client side voice at both Davos and Cannes Lions. People need to hear those insights. It needs to come from the client side. So that's really good work. Thanks. Finally, let's turn to the near future. I think the distant future is too hard, but let's turn to the near future. What do you think the next steps for insights should be from the agency side, from the client side, and indeed from the trade associations like SMR?
You understand how AI works and to adapt it very quickly and to learn and test and move on, because we are still discussing if synthetic data is applicable to be used. But for me, it's like a joke, because it reminds me about the discussions that I faced 15 years ago. We were discussing the role of online versus offline. And there were lots of traditional experts who were advocating for offline, not necessarily being open to transit to the new era of doing insights. We are facing exactly the same things today. So we are discussing the importance and relevance of synthetic data. So, and I believe it's very critical to start adapting it and to start testing and using it. So that's probably a very important element to it. Number two, it's no longer about, waiting for the best practices. It's for you to create these best practices. So we are living in the world where there are millions of apps appeared that helps you to create even the reels, like for example, Elaine demonstrated at Cannes Lions, and actually will be sharing the recordings of the sessions that we run in during the Cannes Lions Festival in Majestic Hotel. So her panel was one that has been rated the highest among our participants according to the feedback that we have collected, because she demonstrated how she started using AI and how they start revolutionizing the way how they operate, completely different speed. So, and today we have the opportunity to create agents and to replace, the work that we don't like to do. Like, for example, I don't like to create POs or to manage tasks or creating the meetings or synthesize what the meeting stands for. You can do it with the AI agents, and then you can build AI companions and the teams of AI who can handle some work on your behalf. So, and this is the future, obviously. So, and we need to step into it early as possible. And the companies who would adapt AI capabilities earlier, they would be succeeding in the future.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. I know you are hyper busy and lots and lots of travel. I think people are going to find this really interesting and really quite useful. So thank you, Lyubov.
Thank you so much, and see you in NewMR or another event.
Absolutely.
Have a nice day. Bye.